Hi guys, Tech here. I just wanted to do a quick rundown of 3.18.0b Hotfix 1. They are basically where Arch Nemesis was. Is the league before, which was Scourge, was a little bit difficult and a little bit rewarding. The new currency was good. Arch Nemesis kicked both of those up a tier. Now we come into Sentinel. Sentinel itself is actually insanely good and very rewarding. The problem is the monsters are just too difficult with Sentinel. The interaction of the two is too much. So the problem is without Sentinel, the reward level is down here and the difficulty level is up here. With Sentinel, the reward level is up here and the difficulty level is up here. And there's just an imbalance between these two things. So what they've done is they've gone, okay, difficulty is here, rewards down here. All right, we're gonna do this. There's still an imbalance. There's still a big imbalance with reward compared to difficulty. And then even though they brought it from here to here, as soon as you put Sentinel on it, it's way back up here again. And the rewards go up a little bit, but it's still a huge imbalance. And I have a feeling they're gonna roll this stuff out slowly because most of the time historically when GGG does across the board nerfs, they destroy things that they try to nerf it more than one way. So I understand why they're trying to do slow, steady, gradual nerfs here because they don't want to kill the system. However, I think I like the concept of Arch Nemesis. I think the problem behind Arch Nemesis is there's too many modifiers attached to each keyword, and the keyword is not reflective of every modifier on there. Rejuvenating implies they're going to gain health, not that it's going to drain your health. So why not split rejuvenating into two? One mod gains health, one mod drains health. Call it rejuvenating and draining. Fixed. Same thing with magma barrier. Have a magma barrier one, which is actually the shield with the little volatiles that come out, and then have another one that's the giant fire res and cannot be ignited. Like split the mods. Toxic. Okay, it does a toxic volatile and death. I don't even think the 100% was that bad, to be honest. I think that was fine. But split it where it always creates toxic volatile and death, and then another mod which has toxic res. Just split the mods up. That way, instead of seeing 2 or 3 mods and thinking it's 2 or 3 mods because you've trained us for years that a mod is one thing, each word represents 4 lines of text and only one of those is indicative of the name. So split the mods up, make it where every keyword makes logical sense, and then reapply the foundation. Magic can have 1 mod, any of the mods, but it can only have 1. Rares can have, I think it's up to 6 mods. So they can have up to 6 of the laundry list. But if you think about it, a 3 mod Arch Nemesis is really 12 mods. In practice, it is 12 mods on a monster. And if you've ever killed 6, hit rares, you normally got decent rewards from those. And the issue is it's counting it like it's a 1 mod monster and the rarity is a little bit rare, when in fact it's a 4 mod monster and the rarity is very high. And then if it's higher than that, it gets continuously bigger and bigger and bigger. And one of the rules I've always kind of looked at everything in life through since I started managing people was you don't worry about the bottom 10% of your employees or the top 10% of your employees. You worry about the 80% in the middle. And this league is really tuned to the top 10%, and they're trying to gradually bring it down into the magic middle, which is the 80% of the remaining player base. Because no matter how much dev time you spend, you are never going to appease someone like Zizarin. And I'm not saying this is a negative about Zizarin, but he plays a lot. He plays more than you can dev time for. You just can't appease him because he plays too much. So the way you have to fix it is you can throw him a couple of bones, and they have recently. They've added new chase uniques, which are really big for people like Ziz that play a whole lot. They have something to really dedicate a large portion of time to. But you have to make this kind of stuff fit that magic middle. So what you have to do is get that back in balance somehow. Now, whether that is you shoot rewards way up to meet it where it is, or you just kind of, okay, we're going to take rares from here down to here. We're going to take rewards from here and go up to here. And then we're going to just keep doing this until it kind of balances out. And then we're going to say, okay, great. People are happy. Let's use this going forward. But I think splitting the mods is the way to do it. I really do. And I also think we just need to get rid of invulnerable. I don't think it's healthy in the way the game is played now. I don't think it has a purpose. Players have never liked invulnerability, and grinding gear games has taken away invulnerability from mods. So I think you either have to be consistent on your design ideas. So either you have to give us like old immortal callback, or you need to remove invulnerability from monsters. I think it has to be one or the other, and you want to be very consistent. Like, we're not going to have invulnerabilities, or we are going to have invulnerability. And either is fine game design, but it needs to apply equally across them. So they can have 4.5 seconds of invulnerability out of 9. I should have 4.5 seconds of invulnerability out of 9. And I don't think they're ever going to give me that much power. So it's easier to just say we shouldn't have it than to say, okay, we're going to give players 4.5 seconds of invulnerability. Because then if they do that, now how do they balance the game around that? Because then that creates a whole nother thing, and it just spirals. And so I think the easiest way is just to say, you know what, we're just going to remove invulnerability. We understand it's a highly contentious mechanic, and we don't want to do the balancing necessary to make it work. So we're just going to remove the mechanic. And I think that's a very acceptable way of looking at it. I also didn't understand not removing Mana Cipher from Ritual, because every Ritual death I've had, and the reason that I removed Ritual from my Atlas is specifically Mana Siphoner, because I did like 4 or 5 different maps with Ritual, and I died to a Mana Siphoner in every single one of them. But this was just a really quick recap of kind of what's going on, kind of my thoughts about it. I do want to commend GGG for being proactive and for actually making changes, and I hope my criticism is seen as constructive and trying to be helpful, and to, even if my suggestion isn't implemented, right? Because I know that they have things that they are willing to do versus things that I want, and I know those things are the same thing, right? Like, my expectation is here. What GGG can actually deliver is right, and I understand that, and I don't want to be crazy about it. So I know that everything I've suggested in the last 8-9 minutes or so, they're not going to be able to do all that, but maybe we can get a little bit of it. And so I do want to thank Chris Wilson and the Grinding Gear Games staff for all that they do, especially in times like this when, as a player base, people aren't satisfied. People can take it really the wrong way and take it out on the game developers. And oversights happen in every business, in every industry. Now, one thing that they've done really well is communication this time around. If they do this from now on, they're setting a really good precedent that hopefully they can keep going forward, where they are open and they are communicating with us and they are saying, hey, we understand this isn't working. We appreciate your feedback. Just, they're still people, you know, treat them with some level of respect, even if you're unhappy, because we're all passionate about Path of Exile. That's the beautiful thing about it. We're passionate. They're passionate. They love making the game. We love playing the game. And, you know, I hope that more is to come. And they've kind of hinted that more is to come. I'm interested to see what they do. Like, I say go full tilt, like turn Harvest back on to max and let's go. Like, don't change anything else. Just turn Harvest back on. Let's go. If they do that, I will make crafting videos for those of you that weren't around during that time. And we can talk about how to craft insane items. But I'm hoping something happens. I'm hoping something happens on the reward side, not just the monster difficulty side gets lower. Like, they need to also bump up reward. And whether that's introducing smart loot, whether that's turning on harvest, or whether that's turning on more raw currency so you can craft more, or whether that's adding in more splinters so you can get more items that way, or more influence maps so you can get more items that way. There's a million ways that they can turn up rewards, and I'm hoping that we see some of that, where it's not just all, okay, rewards are here and we're just gonna keep trucking this thing around, down. Okay, it's fine now. I would rather them see, okay, we trucked it down a little bit, now we're gonna boost this up a little bit. And we're gonna truck this down a little bit, and we're gonna boost this up a little bit. Hey, we're happy again. I'm hoping it's something like that. Or they go back to the way it was, crank our rewards way up here, and then everyone's happy and it's the best league ever. And I mean, you never know. You never know. But anyway, I hope this was helpful. I hope you are enjoying Sentinel League, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a great day, Exiles.